There we go. All right. So welcome. Today, do you want to start seated or standing? I'm kind of thinking about starting standing, actually.
Sounds good to me.
If you're comfortable standing, time to get up, and we'll just shake it around a bit and do our standing stuff, and then we'll take it all back down again and kind of stretch and take it easy. And there's emphasis today on breathing practices as well, so hopefully we'll be enough time to really observe our breath and see what's going on. So in the meantime, let's just shake it off because it's great to do this. And we will do a shaking and twisting thing too. So if you want to shake and twist and get a head start, that's fine, but just do whatever's most comfortable for you. If you're feeling really, really, really grounded today and you feel like you just can't get off of the ground, feel free to hop in place a little bit. Whereas if you're like me and you feel a little bit like tired and like you've done too much already today, then you can just keep the feet on the ground and shake everything downward. Maybe taking a nice wide stance with the feet and allowing everything to just sort of slough off of you as you shake. And then from here, if you want to get into a little twisting and shaking, totally fine.
Yeah. So we'll slowly stop shaking and just come to twisting. So let's, you can just let the arms kind of flap at first. Maybe they just kind of gently slap the lower back. If you want to start bringing more momentum into this, you'll find that your arms will travel up the body. When they get to about chest height, shoulder height, let's pull the elbows back. Let's take the palms out flat like we're skimming water at chest height. And we're going to add in a breathing exercise as we twist to the right. We'll inhale through our nose and exhale. On the exhale, go shh. So inhaling right, exhaling left. Continuing that breathing, let's turn the forearms up. Face the palms at the head, making goalpost arms. Keep the shoulders relaxing down. Continuing this breathing, let's take the arms out and down at about waist height. And then we're just going to slowly make our way back to the center. You can let the arms just kind of flop.
And then from here, let's take the feet pretty wide so we can come into a nice wide squat. Hands on the knees, palm face down, fingers pointing inward. I'll show from the side. Brian will show from the front. We're just going to do a little bit of twisting here. And again, take this at your own pace. Inhaling through center. Exhaling, twisting gently to one side. Inhaling back through center. Exhaling, twisting gently to the other. And we'll just continue this at our own paces. Inhaling center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Two more. And then when you're back to center, feel free to turn your feet so that they are parallel to each other. So the edges of the feet line up with each other. We'll fold forward, knees can be bent here. We're going to interlace the fingers of both hands. Inhale the arms up high above the head, maybe leaning back into the hips a little bit. Exhaling, folding forward, maybe making the sound ha as you fold forward, like you're chopping wood. Inhaling up, exhaling. the next time you fold forward, just stay folded forward. We can bring the heels of our hands right to the hip crease here, so that if I push down on the heels of the hands, I can inhale my spine long as if I'm coming into Utkatasana, awkward chair pose. Exhale, folding forward. Again, inhaling the spine long. It's okay if shoulders come up by the ears here. We're really pushing down with our hands on our thighs. Exhaling, folding forward. Couple more times, inhaling up long. Exhaling. Inhaling up long.
Yeah, I want to do.
Yes. Exhaling. Unless you have a And then at this point, feel free to bend the knees, let the fingers come to the ground, and we'll just toe heel the feet closer together. So we're coming into a standing forward fold here. Feet are about hips width distance apart. Knees can be bent or straight. Feel free to grab opposite elbows if you like, gently swaying the body side to side. Relaxing into this forward fold. And then when you're ready, no hurry at all. We'll just roll our way all the way up to standing. When you get to the top, inhale the shoulders up by the ears, and then exhale them down your back. What's next?
Well, let's step our feet out to about mat's width distance. And we're just gonna roll out through the hips. So we're gonna take the hips and make big circles with them. You can have your hands on your hips if that helps you with making the circles, or you can just let your hands, arms dangle in the air, either way. And then we're going to switch the direction. We're making those circles. And then we'll come back to center. We're gonna, let's bring the feet to hips width distance parallel. And we're gonna work with rocking the hips forwards and back. So this is gonna be like we're sticking our tailbone out, and then inhale, scoop the tailbone under. So we're just gonna go back and forth like this. If you wanna turn this into abdominal exercise, you can use your lower abdominal muscles to lift the hips forward and then just let them go to stick your tailbone out. So just going back and forth a few times like this. And then we're gonna try to bring a circular motion into this. So now, keeping the feet right where they are, now we're doing a circular motion with those hips. A few times making your circles in whichever direction you started in. And then we're gonna switch the direction. So now we'll take it back.
Squeak. Old house yoga.
And then you can just come back to center, shake it out. We'll step out slightly wider again, about mat's width distance. Now we're going to make figure eights with the hips. So it's like we're taking one hip and taking it forward and back, and then the other hip goes forwards and back. Making figure eights with the hips. And switch the direction. So now we're taking that hip from back to forward, back to forward. And then you can come back, center.
Let's shake
Feel
it off
free to
again.
shake it off.
Why not? It's just so wonderful to shake it off. Let's get into our arms a bit. I'm going to move closer to the camera so you can see what I'm doing. So first, we'll bring the thumbs into the palms, wrap the forefingers around the thumbs, take the arms down by the side, and just start rotating at the wrists here. Feel free to squeeze your thumbs a little bit with your forefingers so that as you rotate through the wrists here, you really feel a nice pull on the forearm muscles. during the rotation. We're gonna inhale the arms out wide and up. Exhale the arms down in front of us. And then when the arms get all the way down, let's switch direction, going the other way. For whatever reason, this is like a massage for my forearms, so I'll take it. I'm gonna inhale my arms just through the front and up. And then exhale, arms out wide and down. We'll shake the arms off a little bit. Let's get into the elbows a bit. So same thing, arms out in a T, thumbs fold in, 4 fingers around the thumbs. This time, inhaling, taking the arms in one direction, or windmilling the arms one way. And then when you're ready, we'll exhale, windmill the arms the other way, switching directions. Then when you're ready, let's turn those propellers to face the ceiling. Inhaling the arms, rotate one way. Maybe there's some pops and cracks. If that's so, you're just like me. And then when you're ready, exhale and take the arms the other way. Maybe there's a symphony of pops and cracks, that could be. And then let's take the arms down like this. Inhale, letting them spin in one direction like you're stirring 2 big pots of soup on either side of you. And then exhale, switch directions. They could be pots of soup or pots of donut batter and donut frosting, for all you know. Could be any of the above there. And then we'll just shake the arms off again, waggling from the shoulder, loosening any tension in the shoulder muscles, the deltoids, that type of thing. And now we'll swim a little bit forward. And again, you can swim with open arms like me, or you can put your hands on your shoulders and chicken wing your way across the pool. Chicken wing your way across the baby pool. Swim your way across the ocean. And then when you're ready, we'll switch directions, backstroking our way back to land again, or chicken winging our way back to the edge of the baby pool. That's fine too. Either way, really getting some release through the muscles around the shoulder blades from this. And let's shake off the arms again. I want to do another arm thing that's a little out of order here. Let's take the palms forward. So I'm in a mountain pose here. My spine is long, but not too exaggerated, just nice and long. And I'm going to reach down with one hand and down with the other, just back and forth. If it's awkward to have your hands facing forward as you do this, feel free to face them, palms facing your hips here, side to side like this. That's fine too. Or you could even make your hands face back, palms facing behind you, or you could turn your palms all the way. This definitely feels awkward, but it's kind of fun. Palms facing out like that. And then let's just shake the arms off. 2 more arm things. 1, let's take the arms out into a T. And we'll make little circles with the arms and let them spiral out to bigger and bigger circles until finally they cross at the wrists. And then we'll go the other way. Palms face down, little circles that spiral out to bigger and bigger circles, possibly crossing at the wrists. Then palms face up, same thing, little circles spiraling out to bigger and bigger and crossing at the wrists. And then again, little circles spiraling out, bigger and bigger and bigger, and then crossing at the wrists. Your shoulders are probably feeling quite alive. Feel free to shake them off again. You can totally let the arms be loose and waggly. Trying to think of a good verb for this. They all are very onomatopoeic, waggly, flapping, crazy arms here. Would you like to teach neck?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I have one more arm thing left. And, if your sides are really hurting today, do this gently, maybe like this, as opposed to a far swing palm tree kind of thing. But we're going to do swing palm tree. So arms out into a T. Inhaling, hold a giant beach ball. Exhaling back to that T. Inhaling, holding the giant beach ball the other way, exhaling back to the T. And we'll just continue with this side to side. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. The side stretch is important, but the real important thing here is just breathing in through the side of the body. If you can envision that, that's a deep inhale through the side here, and then exhaling back to standing. And then when you're ready, arms can come down by your sides. You shake them off a little bit more. Will you teach us next step while we're standing?
Sure. So you can just find a comfortable stance, but maybe actually let's do hips width distance, feet parallel, so we're actually in a nice supported Tadasana stance here. And then we're gonna relax shoulders down the back, so nice long neck here. And then we're gonna take a deep inhale here. Exhale, chin towards the chest. And then with your next inhale, we're gonna slowly start to roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then on the exhale, the chin will come back to the chest. And then with the next inhale, the left ear will come towards the left shoulder. And we're just gonna go back and forth like that. Exhaling chin to chest, or exhaling chin to chest, inhaling the opposite ear towards the shoulder. And then the next time your right ear comes over the right shoulder, just gonna hang out here for a few breaths, opening up the left side of the neck, breathing into the side. If you want a little extra, you can just take the right hand and gently place it on top of the head. We're not yanking the head, we're just giving a little extra, a little extra weight there, so you get more stretch here. If you want even more of a stretch, you can try reaching that left arm away from the body. You can even experiment with turning your palms in different directions, forwards and back, and even finding the spot where you get the most, arm, where you get the most, feel the most stretch down the left side of the neck. And then, leaving our head where it is, we're gonna relax the hands down to the body. Take a big deep breath into the left side of your neck. And then exhale, chin works its way back down towards the chest. With the next inhale, the left ear is going to come over to the left side of, the left ear is going to come over towards the left, over the left shoulder. And again, if you want, you can take the left hand, gently place it on top of the head. You can work with reaching that right arm away from you. And you can again work with flipping the palms in different directions, reaching the arm, in different directions away from you to see which gives you the most stretch down the right side of the body all the way up. I can feel it all the way from my fingertips of my right hand all the way up my arm, up into the neck on the right side. Then we're gonna relax the hands down, leave the head where it is, take a deep inhale into the right side of the neck. Exhale, chin rolls back down to the chest, and then next inhale, chin lifts back up, head comes back up. Next thing we're gonna do is leaving with this nice long neck that we have here, shoulders working down the body. We're just gonna rock the head from side to side, like almost like you have a paintbrush on top of your head, and you're just painting back and forth on the ceiling. You can also work towards moving the chin closer to the chest, and that will help give it a stretch down the back of the neck as well. And then we'll just slowly make our head, if you got your chin tucked, slowly make your way back up to normal head, neutral head position. Ah, yes. There we go.
Shake it off again.
Shake it all out.
This is great. Shaking is so great. So just a couple more things standing, and then we'll make our way down. Before we do just a little bit of strength building today, let's stand with the big toes touching. There's maybe a couple inches between my heels. I'm going to bend my knees, place my hands on my knees and do this wonderful 1920s style dance to rotate through the knees a bit. Even though the knees are not ball and socket joints, you still feel your full mobility in your knees from this. And then when you're ready, we'll switch directions, going the other way, keeping the knees hugging close together here. Very nice. And then let's shake it all off a bit. And feel free to come to a wall or the back of a chair or a table or just something to hold on to for this next little hip rotation, sort of individual hip rotation thing that we're about to do. So let's bend the knee that is further away from the wall or the chair or the table or whatever you're holding on to. We'll take the foot in the hand, or you can use a strap to wrap around the ankle here. I'm going to draw my knees towards each other. I might even look down here to see where my bent knee is, make sure that it's right next to my straight knee. And then I'm going to tuck my tail a little bit, making a nice long stretch in the front of the bent legs quadricep, in the front of the bent legs thigh. From here, I'm going to take my hand to my hip and start drawing little circles with that bent knee, spiraling out to bigger and bigger circles. And then we'll switch direction, going the other way. Same thing, little circles, making their way into bigger and bigger circles, opening up through the hip. And then I'm just going to shake that leg off. And if you have a block nearby, or a book, or something that, a brick, for those feeling very austere today, something that you can stand on and get a few inches off the ground with the foot that's closest to the wall or the chair or the table or whatever you're holding on to for balance. I'm going to swing the leg that's further away from the wall and try not to kick Brian. And from here, feel free. Feel free to let the arms swing with the leg. So as my leg goes forward, my arm goes
you're
back.
You're further out than me, so I don't think you're going to kick me.
Okay, so far so good, right? All right.
Famous last word.
So the idea here, in case you haven't noticed already, is just loosening up that leg through the hip joint here. So in my case, this is my right hip, and it's feeling very loose and wonderful and relaxed. So I'll shake that leg off one more time, and then I'm just going to turn around and do the same thing on the other side. So starting with a little runner stretch, I'm going to bend one knee, draw the knees together as I hold the foot either with my hand or hold a strap around the ankle. I will tuck my tail, so I've got a nice long stretch through my bent legs, quadricep, or front of the thigh here. My bent leg is my left leg this time, but yours could be your right, and you'll still be doing it. All right. And then from here, feel free to release that foot. You can put the hand on the hip if you like. And we'll draw little circles with that bent knee. First going in one direction. And then when you're ready, switch directions going the other way. I used to think of this as the hardest movement in this series of rotational exercises. This was my really hard one. Even when holding onto the wall, something about drawing circles with my knee that really tired me out. So from here, feel free to shake it off. And again, you can find a stance on the block or a book or a brick for the austere. And from here, we'll just swing that leg that was just bent and is now straight. Feel free to let the arm join in on the movement by going backwards as the leg goes forwards and vice versa. Oh, great job, Brian. This looks great. What a world. And then when you're ready, and take your time with this, because honestly, the longer you do this, the more you're just sort of loosening up stuck energy in the body, moving the lymph around the body as well as prana. We can take it into Western medical science as well as ancient yogic science. And then when you're ready, we'll just shake that leg off, come down from the block, shake everything off, and then last standing thing, just to build a little bit of strength in our quads, because why not? It's always great to have a nice, strong foundation, particularly this time of year when air and space are dominant elements. We're going to do Baithak squats. And it's your choice. You can either do Baithak squats, which are traditional Hindu wrestling squats. Well, more for preparation for wrestlers than for actual wrestling moves. You can do half Baithaks or full Baithaks, is your choice. So half Baithak, my feet are almost, they're all not quite matched with distance, but you know, there's probably about 10 inches to a foot between the insides of my feet. So as I come forward, my knees are a little wide here. I want them to kind of be coming over my feet. And that's what I'm doing for this squat. I'm going to inhale and come down like this, keeping my spine nice and long, sitting back. Exhale, come back to standing. Inhale, exhale. So that's a half Baithak right there. Not so bad. You don't have to do them right now just yet because I will request that we do 10 in a minute. But I'll show you full Baithak first. With full Baithak, and I'll show you from the front here. My feet are closer to hips width distance. If you want to be real exact about it, you can put your two fists together, bend your knees, fold forward, and find that space in between the arches of the feet. I'm going to find something that's not moving to look at, like maybe a wonderful knot in the wood on the floor or something like that. And I'm going to inhale and come all the way down, and I'm actually coming up onto my toes here, and then exhale, stand back up. So I'll show you again from the side. Inhaling, coming all the way down. See, I'm up on my toes. Exhale, coming back up like that. So your choice, 10 half Baithak, 10 full Baithak, or some of each, yogi's choice. When you're ready, feel free to enjoy your Baithaks. Just remember to keep the knees tracking right over the feet. So we don't want our knees going out or in as we do this. We really want to keep the alignment right for the health of our hips. So take your time, and whenever you're ready, feel free to begin. Inhaling, coming down, exhaling, coming up. That's one. And that's 10. Very nice. Great job. Let's shake it all off. As Brian was doing, he had a great idea there. You can kick one leg, kick the other leg, waggle it, whatever feels best here to loosen up the body. You can do strange, obscure dances if you like. And lastly, let's just do one more bit of hip rolling here, just to kind of lengthen the psoas muscles. These muscles right here, they're kind of like these strong iron bands that get very strong and iron-like when we do squats like that. So that's why we're rolling the hips out at this point and telling our psoas muscles, hey, it's okay, you don't have to tighten up from that. When you're ready, switch direction, going the other way. And after a few more of these, we will make our way down to seated any which way you like. All right, we've done Baithak, we've done charana. What do we have time for? 7:30, we got loads of time. This is great. So at this point, if you want to come to hands and knees for just a second, we'll do a little bit of stretching out the spine through cat and cow. Maybe Brian will share with us his wonderful cat and cow extravaganza, perhaps. Oh, and feel free to pad under your knees with a folded up blanket here if you're practicing on a harder surface like a wood floor.
So lining up wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to inhale, tailbone rises, belly drops, head comes up. As we exhale, drop the tailbone, round the spine, drop the head. So we're just going back and forth, inhaling into cow, exhaling into cat. Feel free to go as slow and as long as you like. I like to take really slow, deep breaths and so I really exaggerate the motion. You can even make it start at the tailbone, work its way up to the back and out through the head. Then we're going to get a circular motion into the spine. So the next time you inhale in the cow, on the exhale, you're going to round your ribs over to one side and round yourself into cat. Then as you inhale in the cow again, continue rounding to the other side and just round yourself. And this is like your body is on inside of a barrel and you're trying to rub your torso, around every inch of the circumference of the inner circumference of the barrel. And then when you're ready, feel free to switch the direction that you're drawing that circle with your torso. I'm going to do some
Works.
shoulder openers here.
Yeah, give us the works.
All right, so we're going to exhale. Next time you exhale, you can just come right back into center here. We're going to do some stretches for the shoulders and the arms, mostly for the shoulders here. So let's we're gonna make a base with that right hand first. So you can spread the fingers really wide on that right hand, really putting your weight that way. We're gonna turn to the left, reach our arm up towards the sky, and then exhale, thread the needle. So take that left arm underneath of the right arm, bring that left shoulder to the earth, left ear comes to the earth. If you're having a hard time making it reach all the way, feel free, you can pad with a blanket or a block or something like that under your head or even under your shoulder. If this is where you want to get off the bus, that's fine. Just stay here and just keep breathing deep. If you want to take it a little further, you can take that top hand, interlace the fingers with the bottom hand, and then try straightening the top arm, and that'll help you come into the twist a little bit more. Another thing some people like to do, you can inhale that top arm up to the sky. I like to exhale it down to the sacrum first, just to make sure my sacrum's not popping off to one side or the other. Make sure the hips are square and they're facing straight towards the earth, and then you can take that hand and wrap it around. Maybe your right hand finds the outer upper left thigh. And that, again, no matter where you are, just keep breathing deep. Big, deep breaths. Then if you have your hand wrapped around, let's inhale it up to the sky. We're going to exhale that hand down right next to your face. We're going to inhale, press into the right hand, come up, turn to the left again, reach the left arm up towards the sky, and then exhale, coming back into tabletop. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So this time we'll spread the fingers really wide, really rooting into that left hand. We're going to turn to the right, reach that right arm up to the sky, and then exhale, thread the needle, send that right arm underneath of the left arm. Head comes down to a block or a blanket or the mat. Right shoulder comes to the earth as well. And then if you want a little extra twist, you can interlace the hands. Try straightening that top arm. If you want to try something else for the twist, you can inhale that left arm up to the sky. Exhale it down to the sacrum. Make sure the hips are squared, and then maybe take it around. Find the outer upper left, right thigh with that left hand. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale that wrapped around arm up to the sky. Exhale the left hand down right in front of your face. Press into the left arm as you come up. Take the turn to the right. Reach up with the right arm towards the sky. Exhale back down to tabletop. You want to show rabbit?
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Rabbit, which is wonderful for everybody, so I recommend we all try it together. So feel free to walk the hands just one hand width forwards or one hand's length forwards. From here, we'll bend the forearms, coming into this sort of a table on our forearms. It's like a half table. From here, I'm gonna take my palms and just grab around my opposite elbows to make sure that my arms are right below my shoulders here, and then I will take the arms forward again. At this point too, I want to tuck the tail just a little bit so that I'm not sitting in my hips like that, but there is some length in my spine. And finally, to fully lengthen my spine, I'm going to tuck my chin and let the crown of my head rest gently on the ground in front of me. Maybe even push a little bit with my torso so that I'm getting a nice long stretch at the back of the neck. Chin is completely tucked here. Don't push it so hard that it hurts. Great little bit of yoga advice there that we all could stand here from time to time, myself included. And from this point, if you feel like your rotator cuffs and your shoulders are very healthy and strong and open, feel free to lift your head up. Walk the hands another hand width or hand length forward, and then come down to your elbows and possibly down to your forehead, chin, or heart, resting on the ground for Anahatasana, heart posture, also known as playful puppy. At this point, still keep that length in your spine. Don't let the low belly just slide forward, but really kind of tuck the tail a little bit as you lengthen out through here. Again, if this is hard on your shoulders, feel free to come back up onto your forearms, tuck the chin, and rest the crown of the head back on the ground for rabbit. Both postures are delicious, wonderful, and have their benefits, but only if you are not about to injure yourself in the process of finding these benefits. So when you're ready, we'll come back up to hands and knees, and from here, let's just take our hips right back down to our heels, resting in child's pose for just a minute, arms extended out long in front of us. Feeling the body expand as we inhale, and then feeling yourself possibly be able to press deeper into the pose as you exhale, bringing the chest even closer to the knees, the belly closer to the thighs, and the hips closer to the heels. And then when you're ready, you can slide the hands back towards your knees, and we'll push down on the hands to bring ourselves up towards seated in Hero Virasana. So my hips are on my heels here. If this is more comfortable for you to sit on a block here, put a block down under your hips and have the feet on either side of them, totally fine. You can stay seated like this in Virasana, or if it's more comfortable for you to sit on a blanket in any kind of cross-legged traditional yoga posture, feel free. But, you know, we do that so much that it's a rare treat to sit in Hero. So if it's a rare treat for you to sit in Hero and this isn't destroying your knees, feel free to enjoy it for a sec. And we're gonna do some pranayama, breathing exercises. Let's start off with just a few rounds of Kapalabhati. It's a pumping breath, and we'll use it to clear out stale air in our lungs before moving on to Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing, and also we'll stick some Brahmari in there, which is bumblebee breath. A wonderful breathing practice to bring you right into your body and make you feel very grounded, which can be very useful this time of year when suddenly things are piling up, whether it's things to do or things to worry about, or both. So at this point, how would you describe Kapalabhati?
Are we doing Kapalabhati or?
Yeah, just 3 quick rounds.
Or Brahmari? Kapalabhati.
We're doing Kapalabhati.
Kapalabhati. I describe it like a pumping breath. It's like a intentional exhale and a passive inhale. Sometimes it's nice to put your hand on your belly to kind of give you that connection. If you're having a hard time visualizing, you can feel it. You draw the belly in and up. So the motion, the exhalation, the forceful exhalation comes from deep down in the belly, not up in the head, not up in the neck. And it kind of can look like this. I have a black shirt on, I don't know if you can see so good.
As you can see what Brian's showing, it's almost like a snapping kind of quality where as you exhale, it's a quick, short movement. It's not a long, prolonged thing. And at the end of the exhale, you release, and the release brings the inhale. So let's just do 3 quick rounds of that. After our first round, I'll go over Brahmari breathing with you. So when you're ready, inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. And exhale completely. And we'll begin when you're ready, inhaling about 3/4 of the way to prepare for our first round of Kapalabhati. And when you're ready, exhale, folding forward, pushing all the air out of you at the bottom of the exhale. Inhale, bringing yourself back up to seated. And exhale when you're ready. So for Brahmari, it's very simple. There's a hand gesture that you can try out if you like, particularly if you're familiar with Brahmari but not familiar with Shanmukhi Mudra, which is the hand gesture I will show. So real quick, feel free to look at me because if you do what I'm doing, you will not see what I'm doing. Feel free to take the first 2 fingers of each hand, it's the pointer finger and the middle finger, and gently rest them on the eyelids. We'll rest the ring finger on either side of the nose, kind of around where my sinuses are. And then the pinky finger comes to the edges of my mouth. The thumbs come to the little part of my ear that points out here. So my thumbs are holding my ears closed. My pointer and middle finger are gently resting on my eyes, not pushing on my eyes. My ring finger is gently resting on my sinuses. My pinkies are gently resting at the edge of my mouth. I'm going to inhale deeply. And on my exhale, I'm just going to hum. And it's up to you what tone or note you wish to hum. It could be really low, like this. Or high. Feel free to experiment with a note that you choose and try different notes for each round. We will do 3 rounds like this. So when you're ready, inhale deeply and begin on your own time. And after your 3 rounds, feel free to take your hands back down to your lap. They can either be palms face down on your legs or palms face up, one palm resting on top of the other. If your feet are feeling like they're falling asleep from sitting here in Virasana and Hero's pose, feel free to come forward to hands and knees and knock the feet a little bit, like that. And ready. We'll come back to seated on our blocks or on our feet, or you can sit in an easy pose on the blanket too. We're going to do 2 more rounds like that. So pace yourself and see what's most comfortable for you. So inhaling deeply, exhaling completely, inhaling deeply, exhale completely. And then in this next inhale, prepare for your second round of Kapalabhati, or pumping skull shining breath, inhaling 3/4 of the way and beginning when you are ready. When you're ready, exhale everything out, folding forward ever so gently, pushing all the air out of the belly. And when you're ready to inhale again, you can come back up towards seated, taking a deep inhale, maybe holding at the top of the inhale for just a little bit. And when you're ready, exhale. And then we'll do 3 more rounds of Brahmari breathing, bumblebee breath. Your choice as to whether you want to accentuate the inward qualities of this by doing Shanmukhi Mudra, which again is thumbs on the little ear point out section, closing the ears gently. Eyes are closed and pointer and middle finger rest on the eyelids. Ring fingers rest on the sinuses on either side of the nostrils. Pinkies rest on the edges of the mouth. Focusing on the internal qualities and the internal sounds of this practice, feel free to begin your Brahmari breathing whenever you're ready. Inhaling deeply. When you're ready, feel free to take the mudra down. If your shoulders are a little sore from holding the mudra, feel free to inhale them up to your ears and then back and down. Forward and up to the ears and then back and down. Doing whatever you need to do to loosen up the shoulders a bit. 1 more round of Kapalabhati. So when you're ready, inhaling deeply. Exhale completely. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. Then we'll inhale 3/4 of the way for our final round of Kapalabhati breathing. When you're ready, exhaling completely, folding forward, push pushing all the air out of you and possibly holding with air out of you for just a second. And then when you're ready, inhaling, coming back up towards seated. Possibly holding your breath at the top of the inhale for just a second. And when you're ready, exhaling. 3 final rounds of Kapalabhati. Brahmari, bumblebee breathing. And your choice, you can use the mudra again, or just have your hands in your lap this time and see if you can energetically close the ears, eyes, all the senses, and focus the energy completely inwards. You can possibly change the sound of your voice inside of your head by energetically closing off the ears. So feel free to give that a try without my hands if you like. Inhaling deeply and doing your 3 rounds of Brahmari breathing at your pace. At the end of your final round of Brahmari breathing, just sit for a second with eyes closed, chin slightly tucked, tail slightly tucked, spine nice and long. And just breathing quietly here, observe the sensations inside the body. Observe the quality of energy within the body. And observe the natural breathing pattern. The heart rate, is it elevated and choppy or is it slow and smooth? And then when you're ready, feel free to lean forward. If you're sitting on a block, and you can take that block out to the side. Take your legs to the side, lean back, take the legs out in front of you, and we're just going to bend one knee and then the other, bringing some life into the legs here. And you can turn the toes in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And last but not least, we can bend the knees, placing the palms of the hands behind you, fingers pointing towards your hips, and just let the knees rock side to side, loosening up any kind of tightness in the hips. And I believe, do we have time for Nadi Shodhana? Maybe in Shavasana, which would be so relaxing. Oh, we have 30 minutes. So next week, we'll get into alternate nostril breathing, but this week, we'll get into staying on time and doing Shavasana. So when you're ready, feel free to bring one foot to the edge of the mat, the other foot to the other edge of the mat, rolling gently down to prone, lying down position, arms about a foot away from each hip. If you're wearing glasses, feel free to take them off. Put them somewhere to the side that's safe, that you know you won't roll over on them. From here, let's tuck the tail a little bit, tuck the chin a little bit, and then last but not least, lift up through the heart, tuck the shoulder blades a little bit. You might even have to turn the palms extra up and maybe even out to the sides a little bit. And then let the heart rest back down on the mat. Letting the breathing become natural and easy and effortless. And taking your rest here. Grabbing that rest while you can.
You can start to bring your awareness back to your body by deepening your breath. You start to move the toes and fingers. You can roll the wrists and ankles. Feel free to turn your head from side to side as well. So getting really long on the mat, you can bring the feet together, press out through the heels, interlace the fingers, send the palms of the hands away from the crown of the head towards the wall behind you. Inhale as you stretch really long on your mat. And then when you exhale, bring the knees up into the chest, hug everything in. Eventually we'll make our way up to seated. So however you'd like to get there, you can roll off to one side, pausing for a second and making your way up to seated from there, or you can just roll right up to seated, whatever is comfortable for you to do. When we get to seated, you can bring the palms to touch at heart center. And if you'd like to join us in an Om, feel free. Take a deep inhale. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you for practicing today. Namaste.
Thank you much.